Hi, Paul Slacker's Good News Broadcast. I'm speaking with Laurin Sydney. Hi, Laurin. How are you?
Hello, Paul. How are you today?
I'm real good, especially because I'm going to speak with you, and you're such a positive person. We have a website called livepositively.com, and Laurin is actually a former CNN anchor and a lifestyle journalist, and has worked a lot with some of the networks telling people how to make life a nicer way to go about, how it's nicer to go about life.
Which I'm sure you agree with, Paul. I know you agree with it.
We love positive ways
That's
to live
right.
our lives. And we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming Super Bowl. Because that's a heavy eating day.
So heavy that there are 156 billion calories in America that will be consumed that day. So we're talking heavy day.
Did you count them? How do you? That's a lot of calories.
I have my ways. You have your good news ways. I have my calorie ways. But, Paul, I have to tell you that the Super Bowl really reminds all of us that the key to a healthy diet, you have to eat sensibly, you have to balance your calorie intake, and you have to exercise. It's so easy. But at my Super Bowl party, here's the good news. You can eat the foods you love. You can drink the beverages you adore. It's all about moderation and I've been up very early. Moderation and portion control. And if you come to my party, Paul, I'm not going to give you a piece of lettuce and a piece of celery. You're going to have great stuff. And can I show you some of that great stuff?
Sure can.
Okay, this is real good news, so listen up here.
All right.
My party, you're having pizza. It's going to be mini pizza because we are reinforcing moderation, but you're still going to get all that delicious taste that pizza brings with it. You're going to get these pig skins. You're not going to get big, heavy knockwursts because you know what? We don't need 10 pounds of hot dogs. We can just have these minis and our taste buds are going to be satiated. And then it's chili because, Paul, you know as well as I do, what is Super Bowl without chili? And it's cornbread. I'm not here to say, Coach Laurin is not saying no bread. Have your bread, but do it smartly. Do it in a moderate way. And the way you do this is just take a mini muffin pan, use your favorite corn recipe, and you have these adorable little cornbreads. And then, piece de resistance, my Super Bowl sliders. And all you have to do is make a meatball. And at the end of cooking, so that you don't have the juices run out, you just take a spatula, you flatten it a little bit, and you have the yummy, juicy taste of a hamburger on Super Bowl day. And you're not feeling deprived, you're feeling part of the team. And if you're wondering, because I know you always wonder about things, Paul, how the heck did she get these mini buns?
Yeah.
Let me show you, because this is inexpensive and easy, and you don't have to be Julia Child.
Okay.
You just take a bun that you got at the grocery store, and you take a cookie cutter.
Oh, yeah.
All you do is make a cookie out of the bun, and you wind up with this adorable little shape out of the bun. Doesn't cost a lot of money. You don't have to be talented in the kitchen, but it's a whimsical, wonderful way, and it brings good news to all of your viewers and all of your party goers.
And don't push down that hamburger when you're cooking it because you take the juices out of it.
Exactly,
Just
and you
flip
wait
it.
to the end.
Yes.
The end of the cookie. Very good. You got that good news, Paul. And then it's all about party decor, because we're having a good time and we want a colorful table like this. I was lucky enough to find this yardage tablecloth, but I admit that's kind of tough. So go into your old Christmas wrapping paper, find green wrapping paper, and then take chalk and write down the yardage right on your green wrapping paper. And here's more good news. Then it means you don't have to launder your tablecloth after the chili gets all over it.
Right, okay.
Because you can just take your paper and goodbye, Charlie.
That's a nice.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I know that you noticed, since you're a man of detail, Paul, my 90-yard line over there. Did you notice that?
Right.
Okay, it's just to prove a point. I'm quite aware that there are not 90-yard line on a football field.
Right.
What it does prove is that Coca-Cola Mini, which happens to be 90 calories, is a delicious new way to enjoy the sparkling taste of Coke in this distinctive small can. So all your guests will see the minis lined up on the 90-yard line. It will remind them, hey, this is only 90 calories. I can handle this. It sort of reinforces, the size reinforces moderation. And that's what it's all about. And then there's dessert, and that's really what it's all about. Are you a dessert guy?
I do like dessert. Let me say something about the Coke. I like Coca-Cola because also the taste, but in addition to that, I find it's good for my digestion. I like carbonation, and I think with eating that being carbonated, having some sodium bicarbonate or whatever they put in the soda is a good digestive.
Absolutely. That's a beautiful idea. And also when you're not really puffing yourself up and you're eating moderately, that's a great way to have your tummy feel good the next day also.
There you go.
So you're a doctor. I didn't know that, Paul. Okay, on to dessert, because I'm a doctor of good food and good drink, okay?
Great.
Here's my prescription Super Bowl day.
Okay.
Again, I don't want you to feel deprived. Have the foods you love and the drinks you adore. So you're going to take your mini can and you're going to pour it into a glass, and then using a melon scooper from the summer, because it's all about portion control, I want you to dip that melon scooper into the yummiest, richest ice cream that you can find. And then it simply goes into the glass, and what do you have? Remember a Coke float when you were young? I mean, you're still young, but remember a Coke float?
I remember Coke float, and I have those. I love floats.
Exactly, but you don't need to have a whole glass like this. This mini version of a Coke float is great, and again, reinforces moderation. It's so good, Paul. You have to make this as soon as you get off the air. It is so good. And do you have time for some more decor tips?
Yes, I love it.
Okay. When it comes to centerpieces, a lot of people have these big, humongous centerpieces, kind of like they're goalposts. Costs a lot of money, costs a lot of time, and little things really make a big difference. So you can make a centerpiece just like this. It is mini to go with our whole rest of the theme here, but I want you to notice these oranges. This is a nod to the fact that the game is being played in my hometown of Miami, Florida, and I have inside this glass, which is a little fishbowl, is a smaller cup, and that's actually what the flowers are growing out of, and I put the mini oranges all around that mini cup inside. So it's a cup within a fishbowl. It's a wonderful way to do a mini centerpiece, and your guests are going to say, Paul, that's magic. How'd you do that?
I love it. You're really cool.
The whole thing is magic. The coach only brings you magic to say, guess what? You can have the foods you love, you can have the drinks you adore, and all this whimsical decor that isn't going to cost you a lot of money. You don't have to be artistic. What is better than all of this, right?
What I think you're saying here, though, is give some thought to what you're doing, what you're planning.
Always give thought.
That's the because you don't get the mini Coke cans, and you don't get all this, the tablecloths and things, unless you spend a little time, and that's love. You're loving your people, you're caring about them, and you're going to, thusly, everybody's going to have a great time.
Right, and it just takes a teeny bit of extra time. Just the smallest bit. And when you take that extra time, it means so much. It's such a big result from just those small thoughts when we care so much about others and their well-being. And I care very deeply about your well-being, Paul.
I appreciate
just
that.
Know that.
I care about yours
Thank you.
as well. Last question. What's good news for you, Laurin? And you have tons of it, I can tell.
Good news is health, right?
Period. Yep, I agree.
Because without that, what do we have?
You got it.
Health
okay.
and good food and good drink. Okay,
and a lot of laughs. Have a great time. Thanks, Laurin.
Happy Super Bowl day, Paul, to you and all of
Nice.
your viewers, and thanks for having me.
Thanks you. Thanks for coming on.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Pleasure.